Hello everybody, and thank you so much for coming back. So I do promise we are going to get onto the animalistic side, but just more and more themes keep coming in that I feel need to happen before we get there. And today is continuing from yesterday's in this idea of self-care and this idea of inner and outer. So we're still in this split, we're still grounded, we're still finding this agility. And the thing that's coming up a lot for me that I'm feeling that we need to explore through the yoga is this idea of this outside world, other things happening in the past, the present, or potentially the future, and how this affects us right now. And this analogy of going to war, in a sense, that we can prepare and we can make sure that we've got soldiers ready to go. And then when this war comes, we feel like, yeah, okay, cool, we can attack. Sometimes when things come up, we don't feel prepared enough. We don't feel that we've got this army ready. But the invasion is already coming. So there's now this balance of, do I attack or do I defend myself? And sometimes we can get stuck in this limbo that, I believe that we're never 100% ready for anything as it comes. And so we need to strike that balance between protecting ourselves and defending ourselves, but warding off anything as well. And so this class today is going to be starting off protecting ourselves, finding that core, but also being able to use that to push back. So that no matter what situation you're in, you're aware of this balance, that we can't always come in and attack, and sometimes we don't feel prepared enough, and that's okay. And then at the same token, we can defend and protect ourselves. But it's learning when to push those outside influences away if they're interfering with our inner peace. When's that line that you go, okay, move back? So that's something we're going to be exploring today. So I'd like you to find again your space, and we're coming back down to lying in Savasana. So my feet and my legs are just allowed to flop out. My palms are facing the ceiling. My chin is slightly tucked in. And I'm just noticing my natural breath here. Feeling as grounded as I possibly can be. Noticing how I'm feeling right now. Noticing how you're feeling after our introduction. Noting to yourself whether you often defend yourself or attack against others. What one's your default? Which one's your go-to? And in today's session, we're not forming any judgment. I'm going to bring those knees towards the chest again into a nice hug position. Noting how our body has got a little bit smaller. And if you want, you can tuck that head up in between the knees. Still allowing the length in the neck. But if this isn't comfortable for you today, you can still rest your head against the mat. Again, allowing no judgment and reminding ourselves each day is different. We are working on defending ourselves. And that we have to do this from outside influences. There is no outside pressure to lift or lower your head. You are doing what works for you right now. I'm going to bring back that gentle rock side to side. Feeling the engagement of the spine on the floor beneath us. Maybe bringing that into a circle or into a twist. Whatever feels right for you right now. Allowing your body to relax on the floor and find comfort in this gentle massage. From this position, you're going to release the left leg straight and the right arm straight behind you, allowing them to touch the floor or as far down as you can. And then exhale, bringing them back up into that curled position. And do the same again with our right leg coming down, our left arm coming down, touching the floor, and coming back in. You're going to do a few of these with your natural breath, trying to find a pause when both your hand and your foot touch the floor. knowing it's okay if they're not in perfect sync right now. And each time we come back together into the hug, give yourself an extra tight squeeze for a moment, re-grounding yourself, re-defending yourself, and reminding yourself that you are here. Stay with your natural breath. Really focus on that defending, that healing, that self-care as we come back into that squeeze. Knowing it's okay to venture out because we've always got this safe space of self-development and self-care. On your final breath, you're going to roll to one side. So I'm rolling to my right hand side. My head is still looking up to the ceiling. My arms are forming this W shape again, just like we did yesterday. I'm lowering my legs if I need to release any additional tension. And I'm staying with my breath. 2 more natural breaths here. And on your final exhale, you're going to lift those legs up and allow them to fall to the other side. Again, keeping that nice W shape. Knowing it's okay if your shoulder is slightly lifting up, but we're working towards both of them being on the ground. Exhale, coming back up. Falling again to the right hand side. Knowing you can leave a pillow or a cushion or a block underneath your knees if you needed that added support. Exhale, swapping to the other side. And unlike yesterday, we're focused on this final position, this relaxation, instead of the journey up and down into the pose. Do one more on each side in your own breath. Really allowing this groundedness to happen. We're feeling and we're sensing our core, where it is. The core being the centre place for us to heal, for us to defend. And then being aware of the heart as well. These can form our 2 places. When you're done there, you allow yourself to come back up into that boat position. Hands are holding onto the side of the legs or onto the floor if that is more comfortable for you. Just allowing gentle toe taps. So you're bringing your right foot down and then your left. Just bending at the knees, supporting this journey with your hands gently. Again, we're noticing our core, our self-protective. We're still finding strength. This is a balance of ourselves supporting ourselves as we notice our hands on our legs. We notice the support that we're giving, the support that we're getting from the earth, and the support we're getting from the length of the spine. But I'm also aware of my attacking, my pushing away what I don't need as my feet come down to the mat and bounce back up. I'm pushing away what doesn't serve me. Final exhale, you're going to allow the feet to plant forward, head to rest in between your legs. Feeling the protectiveness and staying with your natural breath. You're going to stay here for 3 breaths. And on your final exhale, you're going to roll your body up, allowing the head to be last. And adjust yourself so your feet are facing forward, your toes pointing up to the ceiling. Your hand is going to come to the outer edge of your hips. Don't worry if, like me, your arms are slightly too long. You're going to work on it. From this position, you're feeling a connection of all the fingertips that are spread on the floor and the heel. As you push away, lift your body up, keeping your head where it is. Exhale, coming down. We're starting slowly and lifting up slightly each time. Exhale, coming up. Coming back down again. And do that one more time, pushing up. Really allow your hips to lift up to the ceiling. Feeling the engagement of the arms. Exhale, coming down. And now you're back to lean forward as my hands are stroking against the front of my legs. Keeping a straight back. Finding my gaze between my feet. Noticing again my core, how I'm instinctively protecting it even though it's at the front. And it's covered right now. Finding the length in my legs, the back of the legs as we feel the stretch from the calves and the hamstrings. And exhale, we're going to trace our hands back up to come forward. We're going to come back to the floor, bringing the knees actively up. Our hands are spread facing down. On an exhale, we're going to come back into our bridge, lifting up from the bottom, up to the top of the spine. And on the way down, we're rolling from the top of the neck to the bottom. Allowing the tailbone to relax at the end before we go again. Curling our way up. Own breath in our own time, trying to feel each of the vertebrae. Exhale, coming down. And do a few more of these in your own time. And as we do this, we notice the connectedness between each area of the spine. And as this moves down our legs, into our feet and our hands that are grounded beneath us. We notice how we're using everything we have to push back against any external outside. And as we come down, we're feeling a relaxedness, knowing we're coming back to defending ourselves. Allow your body to relax even more as you come down. You relax the base of the spine and really push against the world as you're pushing what no longer serves you away. Feeling how your spine, your torso, your core, your heart are all engaged in this process. How you're able to fight with what can seem as a weakness or a limitation. You're going to do 2 more of these in your own breath. Remembering to relax every time we come out. And as we end, just staying with that sensation for a moment. Knowing that we've pushed away what doesn't serve us. We're sitting in a relaxed state, defending state, self-care state. To do this, you may want to think of what areas are on the ground beneath you and allow the ground to support you, knowing that your body supported you, pushing away what no longer serves it, and the ground supports you as a safe haven to come back to. Now we're going to wiggle our way down to the end of the mat. So we have space behind us. We're going to come into plough position. So to do this, we're going to lay down again. We're going to place our hands firmly on the floor and we're going to use this as a lever. Our feet are going to lift up to the ground. As we notice this, our tailbone might turn upwards towards the sky. You're going to allow this to continue using your core. You can use your hands to help you come up. And I'm resting my hands on the outer of my lower back with the thumb on my hip bone. Use this as with a straight leg to allow your body to come down. Feet working towards the floor, knowing it's okay if they do not touch, but resting wherever you may be. And in this position, you're going to keep your upper body still, keeping your neck placed where it is, knowing that if you need to come out at any time, come back down the way we came, slowly lowering the spine like we did in the bridge until you're back to lying down. If you can plant your feet on the floor, really feel the connection your feet have on the earth beneath you. We're focusing on the connection of the elbows on the floor and how we're covered from head to toe, head to tail. Our whole body is protected, our core is covered. We're protecting ourselves right now. Allow yourself to relax in this position, breathing in wherever feels natural. To come out of this position, you're going to shift your weight back into your hands. Slowly lower down the spine, little by little, as we feel each connection. And then lower our legs at the end. Give yourself a little wiggle, maybe side to side, maybe one leg then the other leg. Re-engage with the body. So come back into Savasana. And this time, as if we've got, what have we got underneath our toes? We've got a button underneath our toes. Wanted to hit the button and then move the button away. This has given us a vibration through the body as we allow ourselves to relax deeper and deeper into the mat. We're gently shaking our body back into alignment, reminding ourselves that sometimes defending and protecting ourselves cannot seem natural. It can be uncomfortable. That was quite an intense stretch that we went into. We might not have got all the way down, and that's completely okay. But reminding ourselves that sometimes it is hard to look after ourselves. And as we carry this thought, we're going to bring our knees back into our chest, give ourselves a hug. We're giving ourselves credit for looking after ourselves. Because often it can seem that we're expected to attack, and if we're not, we're weak. But actually looking after ourselves can be just as hard. So to find the balance between the two can sometimes seem almost impossible. But we know that this is a journey, and we will come through this journey. Stay here for 2 more of your natural breaths. And your final exhale, you're going to find your way up onto your knees. So in this position again, my wrists are underneath my shoulders, my knees are underneath my hips. I'm going to move my left leg forward, so my knee is in between my 2 hands. And then I'm going to bring that foot outside my right knee, so that my left foot can be seen. From this position, I'm going to allow my right leg to slide backwards in a straight line, then keeping my hands where they are right now for support. We're in a variation of pigeon. We're keeping a nice length coming out the back of our spine and our neck, our tailbone. We're feeling the connection, and we're keeping our weight where it is. We're ensuring that our hands are staying where they are to make sure our weight is in the middle of our body. We don't want to lean towards the bent leg or the straight leg. We want to stay nice, straight and sturdy. Notice your natural breath. Find a fixed point in front of you that allows you to lengthen greater through your neck. Find the strength that you can have from protecting and healing. But also notice how you're using this attack, this push, as you're actively pushing your hands into the floor, pushing away what no longer serves you, and pushing your body to find that balance of weight. My core is still actively engaged. I'm not allowing it to relax. I'm sucking that core into my spine. I'm feeling my stomach draw further away from my leg. With every breath, I can feel the stretch in my back hip. I can feel the lengthening that's happening in my body as I'm engaging my core. And then exhale, I'm going to come back to all fours. I'm bringing that right knee in between my hands and that right foot outside my left knee. On an exhale, allow that left leg to fall back straight, actively pushing into my hands to find the weight in the middle and allowing my body to relax, trusting that this attack is pushing everything away, keeping everything in line so I can relax my legs. Sometimes we trust one thing more than the other. We may trust our legs being stronger than our arms, our feet than our hands, one aspect of self over the other. Sometimes it's nice to remind ourselves that what we may seem as slightly weaker may actually have the skills to push long enough that we can defend and recharge our real strength. Keeping that core actively involved, keeping the length in the neck, bringing those shoulders down. So we start to think of one of our greatest strengths, one of the greatest things that we do in an attack that we find to be a strength. This could be our pitch, it could be our tone, it could be the words that we use, the actions, the behaviour. Something we feel can ward people off if we need. But something that's healthy. Something that still gives respect to another person, but clearly defines your boundaries. And then think of a skill you may not use as often. Again, it could be words, behaviour, actions, tone, pitch. Maybe aren't as strong, but still do a good job at resisting, at pushing back. Maybe this is a healthier thing in some situations, maybe not in others. With that thought, we're going to come back to all fours and allow our body to relax in child's pose for 5 nice deep breaths. And still feeling the active engagement of the hands where we were just pushing from. And the relaxing sensation of the lower body. Allow yourself to stay with your breath. And exhale. Allow your hands to stay where they are, coming into all four position. We're going to come back down into our elbows and we're coming into a variation of puppy. So what is most important is that my knees and my hips are in line and I'm not forwards or backwards, and that stays strong throughout. And go into your own limitation today. Allow those hands to slowly walk forward, bringing the chest towards the floor. Keeping the feet planted where they are, knowing it's okay to be wherever we are. Staying with your breath, and what's important is you keep the chin on the mat or looking as far ahead as you can. So I'm not looking down at the mat, but I'm looking ahead of me. I'm feeling the openness of the chest and the back. And to come out of it, if you're on the floor, you can allow the legs to slide backwards or the body forward, whatever feels most comfortable. And if you're on your elbows, you can either walk yourself back or bring the knees forward. From this position, you're going to have your wrists underneath your shoulders again. My feet are laid back. And I'm allowing my hips to roll down towards the floor, feeling the length. Go wherever feels comfortable for you. So I'd recommend starting as far out as you can. Finding the length, staying here for 2 breaths. And the second breath, you come down, bring the hands slightly closer to yourself. And with an exhale, bring yourself back up again. And stay here for 2 breaths. Really being aware of our neck right now. Our neck is an area sometimes we can hold a lot of tension, but not be aware. Sending breath to this area to make sure that we're not over tense. And right now, we're not playing with flexibility. We're playing with what feels comfortable for your body. So if you feel that you've gone slightly too far, or you can start to feel the tension in the neck, come back down with an exhale. Inhale again and exhale with your hands slightly further forward. Remember that right now we're protecting ourselves, knowing that this gives us a better chance at attacking. By looking after ourselves, our core, our beliefs and our boundaries, we can know how to push away against things that are not fitting towards us, being confident enough to do so with self-respect and respect for others. And take one more breath, and that final exhale, allow the body to roll back down towards the mat. As we come back and finish in child's pose, 5 deep and natural breaths. Just be with yourself right now. Feel the protectiveness that you are. And imagine you've got a turquoise shell above your body as an armour, knowing that when you are self-protecting, you are protecting from others as well. And on your final exhale, roll your body up. Still feeling this tortoise shell, this armour with you. Take a minute just to notice again your core and your heart, feeling the length in your body. This idea of balance. Bringing the hands together, each fingertip pushing against the other. As we're bringing in this idea of duality, of this inner and this outer working in harmony. We push our hands to concrete this idea of our balance between protecting and attacking, defending and pushing back. Thank you so much for joining today's class. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And do like, comment, share, really engage and let me know kind of what's going on for you and what you're feeling that needs to be explored, and we can do whatever we can to do that. And thank you so much for all the wonderful comments and messages I've been getting so far. Thank you.